So welcome everyone to tonight's weekly Dharma gathering. My name is Ashley Dinges, and I'm one of the co-founders of Weekly Dharma Gathering, along with Dr. Shanté Smalls, who is going to be leading us tonight in a session called Guided Rest. Tonight's session will include guided meditation, a Dharma talk, and discussion, and it will also be recorded. As you can see, we're recording right now. If you prefer not to be seen, you can turn your camera off, and just note that you'll also be recorded if you ask a question. So also, if you have a question during the guided instruction or the talk, you can enter it into the chat box at any time, and we'll address it during this discussion period, or if there's time kind of in gaps between practice. The recording of tonight's gathering can be accessed within 48 hours of our conclusion tonight via the purchase products page on your Vimeo Weekly Dharma Gathering account, and you'll also get an email notification from us once it's posted. I think that those are all of our housekeeping tips. You can also message me at any point if you have a question or you need anything. So with that, it's my pleasure to introduce Shanté. Dr. Shanté Smalls, they, them, is a teacher and student in Vajrayana Tantric Buddhism. They currently study under Lama Rod Owens and Lama Justin Van Bujdas, co-founders of Bhumishvarsa. Shanté began studying and practicing Buddhism at age 17 and has practiced in Zen, Soka Gakkai International, Shambhala, and Bhumishvarsa communities. They began on the teaching path in 2009 and were authorized by the Shambhala lineage to teach meditation and Buddha Dharma in 2015. Shanté is focused on the healing impact of meditation in Black and Indigenous communities, people of color communities, LGBTQ+ communities, and incarcerated and recovery communities. Shanté is a teacher on the Liberate app and is a lead teacher on Weekly Dharma Gathering, which they also co-founded and curate. Shanté identifies as a Black Indigenous person who is queer and genderqueer. They live on Canarsie, Munsee, Lenape-Hoking territory, Brooklyn, New York. With that, Shanté, it is my pleasure to introduce you. Please lead us, please teach us tonight.
Thank you so much, Ashley, for hosting and for stepping up to host. And it was nice to catch up with you a little bit before, even though we live like probably a mile and a half from each other, catch up with you on before. And thank you all for coming tonight. So the practice, so we're going to do one practice, but I may actually give you two that they're related under the umbrella of Windhorse practices. But for definitely, we're going to do one that's a guided rest practice. So with that, so that practice will be kind of the inverse. That will be like our that would be our like guided meditation. That's going to be the full thing. And so if you want to lay down, you want to get yourself comfortable that way, that's fine. Or if you're seated, just to get comfortable in on the couch or on your meditation cushion or your meditation seat or in your bed, or however you're most comfortable. But this practice is geared toward rest. So if you choose to stand or walk, you may get tired. Want to plop down. So the kind of official name of this practice is called ground lungta. And lungta is a Tibetan word that means wind horse, or you could think of it as our energy, our wind channel energy, or our just like the energetic body. And this quality is not something that we have to make up. It's always there, but sometimes we have to plug into it, right? Whether we're very anxious or feeling energetically depressed or feeling energetically scattered, it can help. Really, my experience is it helps in one of two ways or in both ways, which is one, it can help completely ground us and kind of relax us, and another is that it can also wake us up and kind of rouse our energy. So it's a grounding practice and a raising practice. So I'll walk you through the practice, and it's just some of you have done it with me, some of you haven't. There's nothing to do receive. There's no way to do it incorrectly. I'll turn on my little loom light here, get a little more light. It's getting dark here in New York. So, ground lungta, raise wind horse. First, I just invite you to come into feeling your body, feeling the points of your body where it meets the earth. So if you're seated, that's maybe your seat and your feet, maybe your back of your head if it's touching the wall. If you're already laying down, just feeling the points where your body connects with the earth. And really feeling that relationship to the earth, which is where we live and where we get our sustenance and where our first, our first mother, grounding ourselves in that reality. And then feeling the space above us as well, the limitless space, the sky, the father sky, our siblings in the sky, the planets, the other beings, the asteroids, the stars, the other phenomena. And then feeling our more local environment, the kind of air around us, the tree, the hills, the rivers, the water, the other beings that inhabit this planet. Whatever room we're in, whatever neighborhood we're in, city, province, state, township, nation. Checking in to feel how our body is and how our mind is, how our emotions are. Not to change them or to dwell in them, but to just have a sense of orientation. So we lay or sit down, relax, letting the transition from out there to in here happen, even if we have been on our computer on Zoom all day. We can have an energetic transition from what we were doing before to what we're doing now, which is relaxing. There's no agenda, there's nothing to prove, there's nothing to defend. And if you're having trouble relaxing, what's relaxing? It can, in this context, it can just be melting, letting things melt, letting gravity just soften you. Letting things just slide. All that tension we hold, particularly in the front of our body, we can let it soften. And you can close or soften your eyes. If you feel more comfortable with them open, that's fine. It's just the gaze can be very soft. And we're going to focus on, or we're going to pay attention to 4 areas of our body, starting with our feet. Feet, our connection to the earth, our earthiest connection. And our feet are related to the qualities that the tiger inhabits. So in this case, you can call it meekness, or it's a kind of confidence, humility of knowing my place, my power, my strength, and my purpose. So the tiger walks quietly, moving powerful body, showboating or bulldozing, making noise in the jungle, whether it's hunting or relaxing or walking to take a drink of water, it's the same pace, same kind of energy of being powerful or meek or humble. Not like scared in terms of meekness or making one smaller, but just knowing, having no problem with the body I'm in and the place I am and taking up the space which I need to take. And this is the orange tiger. So the feet are related to this deep orange, like a beautiful sunset or the skin of a clementine. It's, a, it's an orange with depth and contour, warmth. And this part of the body, our feet and our ankles, really right below the knees, our calves, our shins, our toes, all the bones, our heel, our soul is related to the concept and the principle of exertion. So, you know, the feet are our workhorse, and it's related with moving forward, one step in front of the other. Moving our attention to the middle part of our body, or the hara, going from the knees to the belly, including the sides of the body, the back of the body. So this is a lot of our body, our thighs, the backs of our thighs, all of those muscles, all of those bands in our um, legs, and that connect the knee to the hip, to the lower back, the buttocks, our genitals, many of our organs, the beginnings of our ribs and our lungs. So this is very fertile part of our body. Hara, Hara. And this part of the body is related to the lion, but not the lion of the savannah, but the lion of the mountains, the snow lion, the white snow lion. And this part of the body and the lion are related to the qualities of fire, white hot, like blue white fire, discipline, delight, pleasure, joy, connection with others. So opening energy that opens out to others, and it's as compassion, as co-experiencing of it's co-experiencing of both joy and suffering. So it is said that the snow lion leaps from mountain peak to mountain peak, roaring with delight, but also discipline. Discipline here we can think of as gentle consistency. You know, drink my water every day and brush my teeth every day. I put on my clothes, maybe loose clothes, but I put them on every day. So that's this part of the body. All of those guts and organs are related to this, do so much work. There's a lot of delight there, a lot of pleasure, creativity, life force. Then we move up to the chest and the arms. So that's including the back of our body, side of our body, side body, chest and arms. So all the way to the fingers, stopping right before we get to the shoulders, our elbows, our forearms, our biceps, our heart center, the upper ribs and lungs, shoulder blades, the bottom of the shoulder blades. And this part of the body is related to a fantastical beast called the Garuda, Garuda. The Garuda is like a combination of phoenix, an eagle, human, and lives in the sky. And it is red. It's related to the color red, deep, fiery red, rich blood red, red, the color of confidence. And confidence here in equanimity. So in understanding the larger picture, bird's eye view, if you will. So the Garuda can see where the trickle of a stream, how it makes its way to the ocean. It can understand these connections and not have a preference for good or bad or sweet or sour, but to understand that we have to experience all of that. This part of the body, the chest and the arms, is also related to embracing the moment, being in the present, balance, and attracting drala, or attracting auspicious benefit from ancestors and beneficial beings that live in other dimensions. So gods or ancestors or other kinds of beings that are here to be helpful. So that heart connection, that heart center connection is so important for feeling into the experience of interbeing, of being a being that relates to other beings. Then we move to the head and the shoulders. Which is related to another fantastical being, the dragon, the blue-black dragon who lives everywhere and nowhere. The dragon appears when they are needed or when they appear. And the head and shoulders, our dragon quality, is related to our prajna wisdom. So this is not just know-how or knowledge or intelligence. It is actually the deepest wisdom, absolute wisdom, the wisdom of awakenment, fundamental insight. And that sometimes appears spontaneously when we practice, or when we're walking our dog, or we're playing with our children, or when we're making love, or when we're listening to a song, or we're dancing, or we're eating something delightful, or we're taking a walk in the park. That spontaneous insight, some cultures or societies call it the third eye, right? When we connect to that fundamental quality of absolute knowledge, insight, and wisdom that helps us to be beneficial to others. So the dragon in the West is often a being that must be slayed, but in other cultures, East, so Africa, Asia, Aboriginal cultures, the dragon is associated with many different things: wealth, knowledge, wisdom, long age, auspiciousness, good luck. So here, the wisdom that we connect with is not to be hoarded, but to be shared, like a treasure that's never ending. Returning our awareness and attention to our feet. Within my body, I have this incredible confidence, contentment. So that's at the area of our feet and lower legs, is this contentment. Within my body, I have this incredible confidence. In our middle body, that's joy. Within my body, I have this incredible confidence. In our chest and arms, that's equanimity. Within my body, I have this incredible confidence. In our neck, shoulders, and head, wisdom. Within my body, I have this incredible confidence. Feet and legs, contentment. Within my body, I have this incredible confidence. My middle body, my knees through my stomach, joy. Within my body, I have this incredible confidence. Chest and arms, equanimity. Within my body, I have this incredible confidence. Head and shoulders, wisdom. Within my body, I have this incredible confidence. Feet and legs, the confidence of contentment. Within my body, I have this incredible confidence. The middle body, from the knees to the stomach, joy. Within my body, I have this incredible confidence. Chest and arms, equanimity. Within my body, I have this incredible confidence. Head and shoulders, wisdom. Bringing back our attention to the feet, I'm going to say these two seed syllables, ki, K-I, and so, S-O. And the seed syllables in general are often related to either particular protectors or um, bodhisattvas or Buddhas, and also qualities. So um, I'll say a little bit after we're done with the practice about ki and so-sos, but ki and so in this context are related to absolute and relative confidence, I could say. So my feet, ki, my middle body, so, my chest and arms, ki, my head and shoulders, so, feet, ki, middle body, so, chest and arms, ki, head and shoulders, so, feet and legs, ki, chest and I'm sorry, middle body, so, chest and arms, ki, head and shoulders, so. Now we visualize the orange tiger at our feet, the white lion in our middle body, the red Garuda at our chest and arms, and the blue black dragon at our head and shoulders, dissolving one by one into our heart center. They dissolve into our heart, which is the sun, the great eastern sun, a yellow luminous sun. And as those qualities dissolve into our heart, the light of the qualities in the sun in our heart radiates throughout our entire body and outside of our body, spreading first to our local environment, the room we're in, our abode, our neighborhood, our city or town, our state or province, and beyond to the very outer reaches of all the known universes. And then we declare victory. We celebrate our confidence and declare victory. Victory over what? Victory over fear, aggression, passion, ignorance, arrogance. Kiki, so, ashe, la, yellow. Kiki, so, ashe, la, yellow. Kiki, so, ashe, la, yellow. This is a phrase that many Himalayans say often or loudly, say when they climb the top of a mountain or achieve something. And the transliteration is something like, so key and so again, key, absolute confidence, wakefulness, so relative confidence. Lag yellow can mean may all the good forces or higher beings or dralas be victorious. Pithy way of saying that is victory over war. We'll dedicate the merit. By this merit, may all attain omniscience. May it defeat the enemy wrongdoing from the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death. From the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. By the confidence of the golden sun of the great east, may the lotus garden of the Rigdon's wisdom bloom. May the dark ignorance of sentient beings be dispelled. May all beings enjoy profound, brilliant glory. That's the wind horse ground lungta practice. I'll make sure that gets sent out to people, as well as this little cute pithy instructions on raising lungta from Chokling Rinpoche, Organ Choglo, and Sogyo Rinpoche. So that practice is one of many I'm coming to discover or have been introduced to related to this practice of wind horse, of raising our energy, our confidence. But you know what I've been thinking about, and what I've how I've been teaching that practice for maybe the last 2 years at least, maybe almost 3, but definitely since 2019, is as a rest practice, because there are many reasons. One is there are so few practices in meditation, particularly in group meditation, where I feel that people actually give themselves permission to really, truly, deeply relax. Really, truly, deeply let go of the internalized perfectionism, internalized capitalists, venture capitalists inside of us that associates rest with death. And so has to, I'm a shark, I gotta keep moving, you know what I mean? And so that we actually never get to relax with the inevitability of our death, okay, yes, but to just relax. And that ability to relax is actually, I've found, a key to not only meditating well, meaning just meditating, because there's really no such thing as a bad meditation, but to living a life that is not completely, where we're not completely tortured. Because inevitably, we experience moments or hours or days or months of individual, interpersonal, and collective pain and suffering. And so how do I learn and to continue to practice with being with what's arising? And so we all have different habitual patterns. Some people get very busy, some people get more withdrawn, some people maybe have a combination of those qualities. Some people go on adventures, some people disappear. But the ability to actually rest when we need to rest is very powerful. And it's actually a very humble, it's actually a very good sign of humility, in the sense of like, oh, right, I need to actually pay attention and rest. And particularly for those of us who may come from lineages, kinship lineages, where for hundreds of years and countless generations, we actually weren't allowed to rest. That's actually a powerful, I'm always reminded of the teaching that we can heal trauma in all directions. So we can heal it backwards. We can heal our ancestors. We can heal our kin who've passed on. And then, we can heal forward as we ourselves are training to become ancestors. And we can heal horizontally, people who are with us and beings that are with us now. So I think about, my kin, and I don't have to even think about that far, like I can think about my grandmother or my mom, and they never could rest, and that is a quality of a needed quality, actually, of enlightenment. If we follow the example of the historical Buddha, at least, that he had to sit his ass down after doing all this crazy shit. He was jumping around, starving himself, studying this, mastering that, and he was like, this is not it. And he sat down under a Bodhi tree, touched the earth, the Bodhisattva gesture, said, the earth is my witness, and just sat. And so in many ways, the way that the practice of meditation is set up, a lot of people feel disconnected from it because the material conditions of the world don't give everyone equal opportunity to rest, to balance rest and work and play. So this practice has become really important to me. When I was first taught it, I didn't really know how to relate to it. I think I was very uncomfortable resting and certainly like laying down. I was like, But over the, I don't know, 15 or so years that I've less 12, I don't know, that I've had this practice, it's become more and more vital, I think, in this set of practices, set of wind horse practices. There are quite a few of them. But I like this one because you can just, even if you can't remember all the components, you can remember feet, middle body, chest and arms, head and shoulders. And you can just feel those parts of your body, feet and legs, knees through the belly, chest and arms, head. It doesn't have to be the whole, okay, the colors and the animals and this and that. It can just be like grounding in that, your body. I look really creepy with this light. Oh, well. Do you want another one? Another short practice? Yeah. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay. And then we can have some discussion. So I have felt compelled to teach certain things. So, one of the things I'm learning from my two teachers, Lama Rod Owens and Lama Justin Van Boojos, is to be a little bit more relaxed in well, Lama Justin always says, I mean, Lama Rod says too, they're like, Lama Rod is like, I'm not trying to, be a Tibetan, Lama Justin's like, we're not trained, we're not Tibetans, those of us who aren't Tibetans are not Tibetans. And we're not Nepalese or Indian or, the Indian subcontinent. But there are certain practices from our respective lineages that feel important. And for me, I had to sort of think about, as someone right now who has teachers, and a relationship to the Dharma and the Buddha, and I have a, meditation and Buddhist lineage, but I don't practice with a Sangha, right? I practice with multiple. I don't belong to an organization. I practice with various sanghas. Weekly Dharma gathering, Bhumi Sparsha, race and justice Dharma, different emergent friends. We practice together once a month. But I'm a Dharma teacher, and I have students, and I teach. People ask me to teach and talk, and I've been thinking about what I want to teach. So 3 things that I'm focusing on teaching. One is from my lineage, from the Shambhala lineage. So I no longer belong to the organization, but I have no choice when it comes to the lineage. That it was chosen for me, when the first time I stepped into a Shambhala center. And so that is my lineage, and I appreciate that, and I'm continuing to learn more about that lineage. That's part of the larger tantric lineage, the Rime, the Karma Kagyu, or the Kagyu and the Nigma lineages. But so there are 3 teachings that I feel called to teach. One is Tonglen. They're all relatively related, sort of somehow related to compassion practice. So Tonglen practice, which is related to giving, working with difficult situations with compassion. The other is White Tara, coming from there's lots of different, every lineage has their own, spin on these kinds of deity practices. And White Tara has to do with health and wellness and travel. And so obviously that's very important. And then the other is a set of wind horse practices. So one, the guided rest practice. Then this one I'm going to give now. Those are the only two I've been giving, but I'm starting to think about giving more related to wind horse. So this is the practice of raising wind horse, and it is similar to guided rest, but different. You'll experience it. And again, I will send this to you. So you can be laying down or sitting or standing for this as well. And this particular practice is to really help us touch into the depth of our confidence, or of our wakeful, the truth of our wakeful, who we are. In Buddhism, we call that Buddha nature, but you can call it whatever you want. That that quality of indestructible wisdom that many, many wisdom traditions share. The practice of raising wind horse. Open with a bow, and that can be a religious, Buddhist bow, or however, or it can be a warrior's bow. We'll recite these 4 lines: radiating confidence, peaceful, illuminating the way of discipline, eternal ruler of the 3 worlds, may the great eastern sun be victorious. Kiki, take your seat. Ki, establish your presence, take a good posture. And good here just means a relaxed, alert posture. Ki, let go of discursive thought. So, feel heaven and earth. So, feel the earth supporting you, the firmness of the ground beneath you. So, feel the vastness of heaven, the space above and around you. Ashe, switch on at the heart level. Abruptly feel this sense of heaven and earth, body and mind joining in your awareness at the heart center. The sense of spontaneously melting and waking up. La, be genuine about your own experience. Touch whatever sadness or gentleness in your heart. That's your warrior's confidence. And if you like, you can intensify that to arouse confidence. This combination of sadness and gentleness. Gielo, radiate into space 360 degrees while still being here, open, tender, sad, gentle, melting. Radiate that feeling from every pore in your body, projecting out confident awareness to space so that it touches others. And we'll do that for a few seconds. We end with a bow. We'll do that one more time. Open with a bow. Radiating confidence, peaceful, illuminating the way of discipline, eternal ruler of the 3 worlds, may the great eastern sun be victorious. Ki, take your seat. Ki, establish your presence, Take a good posture. Key, let go of discursive thought. So, feel heaven and earth. So, feel the earth supporting you, the firmness of the ground beneath you. So, feel the vastness of heaven, the space above and around you. Ashe, switch on. Feel this abrupt connection between heaven and earth, body and mind at your heart awareness. It's a sense of spontaneous melting and waking up. La, be genuine. Touch the sadness and gentleness of your heart, or whatever you're feeling. That's your warrior's confidence. Intensifying that to arouse confidence. Yellow, radiate all of it to space while still being there, open, radiate. Project out confident awareness to space. Okay. Those are the practices. I would love to hear any of your experiences or questions or thoughts, spontaneous poetry, whatever it is. It's fine.
I just really want to thank you so much for that. This, having experienced that practice a few times, and I'm really appreciating that in the last year in particular, people have really been acknowledging the need to not just like to rest, but like to rest in a really deep and meaningful way, like where you really are. Because I think a lot of the time we think, well, I'm lying here looking at my phone, I'm resting. And I'm in this writing class, and I shared a reflection, like a thing that I wrote, and someone in the class was like, "Oh, that's interesting about how you describe meditation, because like that's not how I think of meditation." Because I was describing being able to watch your mind, and specifically, I was watching my mind in the moment of really intense anxiety, and they're like, "Oh yeah," because I always think of meditation as like it's relaxation, and I think that's another misconception, right? There's a big difference between relaxation and rest, and I would just love to hear how you differentiate those.
Well, that's a great question. Huh. I think rest for me has to do with trust. And I think it has to do, I mean, I think relaxation does too, but I think like real rest has to do with, um, like you were saying, like depth and a trust in kind of the natural world, right? A trust in heaven and earth, like that the earth has got me and that the sky is not going to fall. And that I'm between that magic, and that that's actually my place, and that I can relax into that place, so that allows me to rest. So I think rest is a deeper form of relaxation, and relaxation can be the result of practice. But I think rest is a deeper trust. It's a trust that things will go on if I'm not there. It's a trust that people will remember me if I don't do things for them. it's a trust that I need rest. I need deep unplugging. I need deep connection with other beings and the earth. And that I don't have to do in order to be seen or heard or acknowledged or cared for. And so, even in meditation, I know, I'll just speak for myself. I know that, particularly as a tantric practitioner, I can get caught up in like, oh, what practice am I doing now? And like, I've got, I have all these practice, and then, they're usually long and they're hard and they require a lot of, I don't know, things and bells and it's like, so sometimes the simplicity of shamatha or of a practice like this is very helpful, and it's something that I have in my practice because it reminds me that I don't have, those other practices are just to get me to this state of being able to rest, because the ultimate practice is to rest in space or relax in space, right? To just rest with whatever's arising. If my mind is like a wild volcano erupting, I rest with that. If my mind is like the calmest sea, I rest with that. If it's alternating between the two, I rest with that. And so that deep sense of trust, rest is about trust. It's like sometimes people say, oh, I feel so badly, I'm meditating in a group and I fell asleep. And I'm like, well, there's something that's great, because you trust the space enough to, like, because we're animals, we don't fall asleep just anywhere, you know what I mean, if we can help it. So when you deeply rest, you're trusting the space to hold you, So that's what I would say. I just off the top of the dome, as the kids say.
Thank you.
Okay, there's a question from Jeffrey. What is the meaning of the key and the so and other syllables? Okay, great. So I will send you a little snippet. So key and so don't have, like, key means, chair, and so means like, couch. So they're seed syllables, like om or hum, which, most Westerners are familiar with those two, om, right? There are many, pri, lots and lots more, ka. Some of them are based on the Tibetan alphabet, and they are related usually to one of two. So seed syllables are syllables that are considered auspicious, and they're like bouillon, right? They contain the seed, they're the seed that contains all of this wisdom. It's like all the Dharma is in those syllables, They're usually no more, I think the longest one I've ever seen is like 5 letters long or something. So they're short. Om, ah, hum, right? So body, speech, or body, speech, and mind. Om, ah, hum. And they're often related to particular deities, so, or qualities. So ki, so, ki, so, ki and so are related to Shiva Okar. And ki is like ultimate. Shiva Okar is a deity, La of La, light, like great white light is how it was named, translates into. And ki is is our ultimate wisdom. So sometimes it's represented as crystal in color, and so is that relative wisdom. So ki is like the ultimate, emptiness, ultimate. So is wisdom that arises in space and emptiness, in Buddhist terms. And so is often represented as black, the color of all colors, the color of doing. and also of protection. So those ki and so relate to absolute, two aspects of wisdom, absolute and relative. And then ashe is actually a, sort of see it here. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's on my wall. So ashe is also another word for wind horse. And the ashe, its own set of teachings, but in the Tibetan, because ashe is also in many other cultures, particularly in West African, in Lukumi and Yoruba, Candomblé, but ashe, it means the same thing, which is basically ashe is the energy of all things. And it can be condensed into a symbol or words, or postures or visualizations that connect us to our confidence. So kiki, so ashe, invoking that quality of active wisdom. And then la gyelo means like may all la, so it's like above, translated sometimes as dralas or gods, may all good forces be victorious. That's what la gyalo means. And kiki and so kiki so ashe is sort of like invoking the energy of our primordial wisdom, our relative wisdom, and that action, right? Bring all of that together, and may all that be, may ki, so, and ashe be victorious. So like I said, I'll send you a little, there's this little short little blurb right up from some Tibetan like, but I found it useful, and it just sort of explains that. So it's cultural too, it's not just religious. It's like people say it like in celebration, like kiki so ashe la gyalo, yay, 3 times, increasingly louder. So it's a way to like just rouse your energy. Do you want to read the questions, Ashley? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can.
Thank you.
So the next question. So I'll read the whole thing.
Okay.
So this is from Mocha. So I missed these practices. I fell into a deep relaxation and rest today. First time experiencing these practices laying down in an environment where I can be myself and yes, trust the space. Nice surprise to have recalled some of the words from memory and recited them with ease and peace. I may have drifted off. I was so chill. Thank you.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, like maybe my mission in life as a Dharma teacher is to like help people find their chill. Because I mean, we're really experiencing hell right now on Earth. I mean, this is like truly the hell realm, in sort of Buddhist cosmology. But the particularly the speed at which things have been turning on a dime, right? From Wuhan, spreading it through China, throughout different parts of Asia, then to Seattle, then to New York, and now, I mean, I know Italy, right? Oh my God, how could I forget Italy, right? Like, watching that was so horrific last year. And then, New York and, now Brazil and India are like, and so the speed and the interconnectedness of this virus and the kind of willful denial of some of these government, particularly Modi and Bolsonaro, are like, let them burn. We had someone saying that to us about us last year, right? In the US. So this is devastating. And the kind of ability, we can only take so much in. And so we have to actually find places to, even machines have to rest and recharge, you know. And we're organic matter. And we store so much in our bodies, in our memory, in our unconscious, in our organs, you know, and that, you know, the body, as it says, as the book says, the body remembers. And so rest is a part of kind of connecting to a source or sources that's like not just our own steam, but our deep wisdom, which is related to the earth and the cosmos. So it's beyond, it's not just me, like what I can conjure up or what I know, but it's actually like, it's like if you ever watch, okay, I'm a Marvel fan, but if you ever watch Guardians of the Galaxy and Groot, the tree being, you know, roots, puts his roots down in the earth, you know, when he's like fighting sometimes, or like Lord of the Rings, the trees do that too, right? So that we're feeling that, and then we're stretching, we're connecting to our those sources. So yeah, the ability, sometimes meditation becomes like you know, some of us get really fascinated by like, oh, someone did a 12-year solitary retreat, or, and I'm like, maybe that person had trauma, like, and they just, you know, that may not be great for everyone, you know. Sometimes we get mesmerized by these really intense feats, but relaxation and rest is also very important to being able to be a warrior in the world, a compassionate warrior in the world. That's like, we have to retain our suppleness. Thank you, Mocha.
I'll just read. We had two people who had to leave a little early. Kate just said that I so appreciated this and needed the rest for sure. And Alexandria said, thank you for reminding me of rest, ease, and relaxation. Oh yes, and confidence.
Yeah, thank you. So like I said, what I'll do is I'll make sure when Alex sends out the recording, I'll have these, and maybe also a picture of the key and the so you can see what they look like. So you can just, you know, have these practices and you know, practice them if you want or not. You know, there's no one's gonna you know, watch over you, but they're there for you. So yeah, they're there. And I think particularly you know, this is not a replacement for psychotherapy or medication or whatever kind of, you know, therapeutic communities or, you know, recovery stuff. It's you know, these things are to be put together if we need them. But, you know, I just want to say, like, I know for me, like as a person who walks around in a Black body, and a dark skinned Black body, and the trauma of not just this moment, but the resonance with many moments of, you know, Black death is a lot. So, you know, in my 20s, it was Abner Louima and Amadou Diallo, you know, and then I grew up hearing stories about Eleanor Bumpurs, the grandmother who was like murdered by, you know, so, and of course, oh my God, I can see his face, but now I can't remember his name. Emmett Till, right? You know, grew up being told stories. So this collective trauma of, in the US, particularly of, you know, the stories just in my lifetime and the names and it's too much. It's overwhelming. And it feels like there's no recourse. There's no end. And so practices like this, for me at least, are extremely restorative. You know, it's particularly in times of, you know, plague. It's extremely restorative. There's so much death and sickness and ignorance that's in the world right now. And so we sometimes people feel like, well, I need to be doing stuff, but rest is doing. It's like, it's restoration. It's not just like sleep. It's like restoring. It's restoring sanity. It's restoring equilibrium. It's restoring your memory of your enlightened self, so that we're not just going out into the world like with the wrong tools. You know, it's like, it's as if you were given like the best weaponry, you know, the best swords and the best, you know, shields, and you were like, I'm gonna take a butter knife. You know what I mean? So it's like reminding us of our spiritual weaponry, you know, that can help bring others to wakefulness as well as ourselves, and not to just like use this, you know, as Audre Lorde said, the master's tools will not dismantle the master's house. So we can't just, you know, these spiritual tools are a different way of relating, you know, to very serious problems. They're another kind of set of tools that I want, you know, people to have. So that's it from me. I don't know if anyone else has any other questions. Okay.
Shanté,
Ashley.
thank you so much for leading us in a much needed rest and honestly restoration in the body. And as Shanté mentioned, we'll try to get these practices out as soon as we can so that you have them and you can access some of the materials that Shanté referenced tonight. And I just want to thank everyone for joining us this evening and ask you to please consider joining us next week. We'll have one of our other co-founders, Alex Van Gils, leading a practice for everyone. So that'll be an opportunity for another group practice. And you can always consider becoming a subscriber if you haven't already. And we have a free 7-day trial, and also try to make everything really accessible to people. So if you are interested, just always contact us and we'll get you in there. And please interact with us on social media as well too. Our handle is Weekly Dharma. We post materials from all of our teachers as well as upcoming programs. So thank you again so much.
This I just want to say, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Alex
Go ahead.
Alex is doing something on sound next, sound in the body, and he's a musician. So yeah, you don't want to miss it. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's gonna be great. No, I'll be there. It'll be in my house, so I'll be there. And then this recording will be available within 48 hours in your Vimeo account. So you should be able to access this if you want to revisit the practice. And again, thank you all so much. Thank you, Shanté, and we'll see everyone next week.
Thank you. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.